Miss Gillyweed.
I'm thinking Gust. Because if they have like a full engage, where Maelstrom comes in, Sonya comes in with Wrath.
Yeah. Basically, if Sonya
sudden,
touches you, you die. So you have to go Gust.
Yeah, you just Mighty Gust them back, kind of reset the battle, either disengage or set up for the fight, where hopefully they've burned off some of the Wrath and the Maelstrom. And maybe even hope. I think the hope will definitely be to try to proc the Divine Shield in a way that afterward they can get a good engage after that, if they can kind of bait it out. I
mean, if the Sonya touches anyone, the game's over, right? Like, it's just done. Go, 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 go! Start it, teams!
So once again, solo support Tassadar for Blaze. Potentially, he'll be... No, it'll probably be Falstad in the bottom, because he can always fly up when he's needed. Murlocs, who do they put bot?
Jaina? Probably Jaina, yeah.
Alright.
You leave Sonya top and you roam with Arthas Kerrigan. You could also put Uther bottom too, though, but usually supports like to be in a team. Guys, we're rolling into game number 1 of this best of 3. This is an elimination match. Loser of this set gets third place. Winner moves on to the grand finals to play Cloud9. Sky Temple, game number 1. Murloc Geniuses beat Team Blaze earlier today, Gilly. Will it happen again? They got Sonya, of course it will. Come on, guys.
I'll give Blaze the benefit of the doubt, just for a little fun, a little difference. Here they are in the blue team Blaze with Yuge on Tassadar, Battery playing Leoric, Rafflecopter, fittingly on Falstad, Jason playing Muradin, and of course Claudius will be on Zeratul.
And on the right-hand side of the map, in the red trunks, it's going to be Murloc, Geniuses, Cawthon Luck on Sonya, Equinox on Kerrigan, Faye on Jaina, Fury on the Arthas, looking oh so handsome with that skin. And then Mad Timmy rounding out the team as the Uther.
Alright, heading in up to the Watchtower immediately is every member of the team. Remember, we can always send Rafflecopter down, and immediately the combo goes down on Jason, and the follow-up stuns are so incredible. That was a Muradin, by the way, that just got burned down like that.
Yep, this is why you don't give Equinox Kerrigan. I don't know if he played it in the first set, but if this goes as normal for how Equinox games goes, he won't play it the rest of the set, because it'll be banned.
Yeah. That's the thing with Murlocs. They are a very comfort pick team, and when they start getting multiple ones of those, like Jaina and Kerrigan and Uther and Arthas even too, they really start to just, they've got the momentum. They feel so good because they know they're on these heroes that they love, and that's why you see Tyrande bans against them when you normally might not, or Kerrigan bans, same thing, because of the fact that they're so comfort pick oriented. They're gonna bait it out, then pull him back in. Yuge is gonna get hit by a blizzard, and he goes down.
That was a Tassadar too.
Yep,
One of the hardest heroes in the game to gank. Really well executed there, coming out from Murloc. So a good follow-up from Timmy for the extra stun. Cawthon Luck doing a decent job of handling Rafflecopter here in the bottom lane. With good positioning, Falstad's one of the best 1v1ers. He's got great poke, he's got great sustain. He can keep himself far enough away from an opponent to not take damage. And we do see both shrines at the moment being contested here. Top being held right now for the moment by Murloc's, mid being held by Battery there for Blaze.
Another cool thing about Equinox's Kerrigan is he goes for a bit of a different build than a lot of other Kerrigans will go for. They generally like the siphoning impact plus the clean kill. He's all about the sharpened blades, getting more damage from the impaling blades, and pairing that with the Envenom, looking for those early takedowns with damage.
Equinox looking for Jason. He wants to get the combo on him, but playing very, very safe here. Fury looking like he wants to pressure this mid shrine here as well, but can't really force them off until his team is ready. Taking a look at the level 4 talents, we're going to be seeing Vampiric Strike again coming out from the Zeratul. We saw this yesterday. Gilly even mixed it with the Leeching Plasma on Tassadar, and I don't really know how I feel about it. I'd have to look closer at the numbers and watch specifically, but it's definitely not normal.
No, and it's definitely just something we've seen from Blaze so far. Looking like they really want to just go for some self-sustain. I mean, of course, Leoric gets it too, and then they potentially could go, they've got charged up, so they could potentially pick up Static Shield at 13 for the Falstad too, even for a little bit of more of self-sustain for shields. Muradin has a lot of escape, and with the Reverb build, of course, he's looking to try to have a lot of slows, more control for that. So we see what they're doing, just not sure if it's going to work versus the super aggressive, super burst, hardcore style that's coming out of Murlocs.
Claudia's taking the watchtower in the top here, making sure he's just being as active on the map as possible. Both teams doing a good job. I like the pressure that Rafflecopter and Jason are doing against Cawthon. In this situation with the composition, the one overlap they have is with like roamers, right? You have and the roamers this game are going to be Kerrigan and Arthas. And Cawthon, look, on Sonya. Sonya's got one of the weakest lanes in the game, especially against something with poke. It's very easy to bully a Sonya and push against them. Yes, they can stay alive because of the wave clear with Whirlwind, but it's very easy to push in and take down towers. So very difficult for a Cawthon to do anything about what Rafflecopter is doing without a gank in his lane.
I like what Blaze are doing here, going ahead and clearing up the bruisers, which were taken pretty early here by Murlocs, so that they will make sure that theirs will be the ones pushing, especially if they're concerned about that fight. Rafflecopter does get caught by the combo into more stuns, but will they be able to take him out? Yes. The Whirlwind providing just enough damage to be able to secure that takedown too. And the nice thing is if you know you're going to be behind, or if you're scared about the fight that happens around bottom temple, that level 7 fight, then you can get those bruisers and help them push a little bit, just to help make sure that you get kind of a little bit of a counter push, counter
Oh, Jason getting very low here, does get the well tap, but here comes Cawthon from the side. Nope, not going to be able to fully engage here. Actually, Battery with the flank onto Equinox might have overextended there. Nice 2 combo goes down there, doing a lot of damage, but Equinox is going to fall at the same time as Muradin. Battery trying to duke it out with Cawthon doing a lot of damage though, gets the slam, does not secure the kill there. At the same time, Claudius is going to fall to maybe Mad Timmy. No, he's going to actually get away himself. 1-for-1 exchange, but it looks like Murloc is coming out on top as a lot of the members of Blaze are low.
Yeah, we've got the bottom temple, and we are seeing that Murlocs are going to start to pick it up. Interesting Jaina build coming out, by the way. We have the Deep Chill initially, but then Arcane Intellect as well as Iceland. So a little bit of a mix here, but the ability to have Arcane Intellect and try to get the kind of regeneration from the mana from that makes me think that maybe they're looking at a potential Icy Veins later on, making sure she has enough mana to keep going into long, sustained fights.
Great block used from Battery to get away from there. Fury still holding the point. Nice damage going down onto King Leoric there, just forcing him to have to back off for the moment. Level 10 is going to be hit here first by Murloc Geniuses, as they do have Sonya soaking that top lane. They've got the kill advantage right now, and there are the Heroics, Divine Shield, Maelstrom, Army of the Dead, Water Elemental, and it will be Wrath of the Berserker, Gilly.
Alright, look for Cawthon to start getting super aggressive with that Wrath of the Berserker. No OAs today, but it still would be a lot of fun to watch more Sonya play. Sitting up around the boss, I wanted to point out, we did have Murlocs get hit at the quote-unquote throw pit earlier, but Murlocs are generally a team very, very good around bosses. They make really smart decisions when it comes to bosses, whether it's steals or letting them go. They actually have talked about how they pride themselves in decisions around that, so look for them around this one especially to make some cool choices about whether or not to engage around them.
Force wall goes down, a stun on the Jason to put some light pressure on him. Cawthon comes from above. Wrath has been popped, and it looks like they're going to be trying to pressure mid lane. No, they're going to go ahead and rotate down to bottom there. You know, we saw the force wall used there. Mighty Gust, of course, was picked up, which is going to be really fun to see. You know, it's really Blaze is weird. I don't know how else to say it. They do weird stuff. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. Though, will the Gust? I mean, you're going up against Faye. All right, there's been no one who has been saying that Gust is viable longer than Faye. So if any team knows how to play around it, it's going to be Murloc Geniuses.
They also did pick up the Force Wall and Avatar and March of the Black King and Void Prison, so there's some potential for some really cool combos, but there's also definitely the potential for some anti-synergy, depending on how those come out. It's all going to come down to making sure that they use them in the correct order so that they don't seriously screw someone over, like using Mighty Gust after Force Ball has been put down, so it really just pushes them into the Force Wall or pushes them away from it. It's it's going to be a lot of combinations they're going to need to be communicating about in order to ensure that they get them.
Yeah, both teams rotating pretty passively here so far. We still got the 3-lane soak happening right now for Blaze. Hard rotation as a group for Murlocs here as the top and bottom shrines do end up spawning here. And all 5 members of Murlocs are here. Nice combo there. Good leap from Jason, though, to avoid it. And they are going to be able to get away from Equinox and Koth. And Wrath of Berserker was popped there. And it looks like top shrine and a big push here. Nice use of the wall there to just stall out this lane. Get a nice little bit of storm there. But this top fort's definitely falling in. We'll see how far they want to push into the keep. Mid fort's going to fall there for Murlocs at the same time as Falsehead holding that bottom shrine.
Yeah, really good trade here for Blaze. Picking up 1 fort in the mid, probably getting the bottom fort as well. But with picking up the top one, it looks like Murlocs are going to get a very similar trade too, as it looks like with the tower there, actually, they may not get the mid fort, but they are getting the towers in front of a keep, which is really, really big too, because they can always get a push up there later. Oh, there comes the Mighty Gust! Just trying to disengage them, stall them as much as possible. They've done this now with the Mighty Gust and with the Force Wall, and there's the Force Wall on top of that.
Yep, they're stalling out this push reasonably well, but they still have the second set of Knights here to push into this keep. They're going to get the wall, at least. I don't think they can pressure unless they get a kill here onto Falstead and Tash Shield. Not enough to keep him alive. Jason does end up popping the Avatar. He's being hit by that slow floor, or that shrink ray as well. Jason getting very low. He's going to fall, and with those 2 deaths, I think this guarantees Murloc Geniuses the first keep of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to start working on that right away. Claudius, Battery, and of course Tassadar are still trying to force wall deny wherever possible, but they have to be so careful because of the engage that Murlocs have. They always have the potential of that spear, and then once they get some slows or roots from the Howling Blast, and it's going to be over in a heartbeat. If they can do that to Muradin, they can do that to just about anybody.
Yeah, they have so much burst potential here. With the combo on Equinox mixed in with what Sonya and Jaina can do, it's just disgusting to see how fast some of these heroes can melt away. So that's going to be the first keep of the game. Mid fort is last hit there for Blaze, so all Murloc has to do is go over and tickle it. That means the rest of the shots from their shrines are going to start going towards keeps, putting them in a really, really advantageous position. Top fort still stands for Murloc, so they have that advantage there. 16 almost taken. Rafflecopter goes for the Gust or disengage, but now Battery is caught out of position, waiting to use that Wraith Lock, saving it for the Equinox combo. Going to go ahead and pop that now, and he is going to be just fine. Mid fort does end up falling there, Gilly.
That Gust was absolutely crucial because it caught Equinox mid-Ravage. Unfortunately, they're not going to have it here, but Claudius does get a Void Prison off that catches now 4 members here, but he is slow. He had that Shrink Ray on top of him. Will be able to get away, but yeah, like I mentioned before, mid-Ravage, the Gust was able to catch Kerrigan off and push her back, and that was absolutely key for Rafflecopter to be able to stay alive. Nice thing, too, about Mighty Gust, it's a lot like all of those other short cooldown timers. You can use it for things like that because it is up so often, 40 seconds on its cooldown.
16 tier here for Murlocs as they are trying to take this boss, but they are well aware of it. Void Prism is down, Gus is up, Battery gets on the point, but Equinox goes in, Force Wall to try and split it. Divine Shield goes down, that's the death of Falsehead, and Zertal blown up immediately. Nice Ice Block use from Faye. March of the Black King, Battery doing a lot of damage. That's going to be the death of Jaina, but a 3-for-1 exchange. Tastar's in full retreat. Battery's going to go down. You should go down as well. A full wipe in favor of Murlocs. They only lost their Jaina there, and they have a double shrine and a boss waiting for them. What will they choose to do with this time?
Looks like at least initially pushing with the boss, but yeah, that's a long time for all the members up. They can definitely get a lot of damage done. If they take out these towers, then that's just less amount of waste of those temple shots on these smaller structures later on. They can focus it more on directly on a keep to double shrines, though. That's so nice. It's going to afford them so much experience. This boss is now going to move all the way onto keep, which means that even though Blaze are coming back up, they still have to deal with it. So they're still not contesting either of these temples, one of which is over halfway done.
Claudia's taking a lot of damage from Koth and Luck. He's not going to dive way too deep for that, though. Ends up staying alive. Yeah, this should be triple keep, right? Yeah, that's going to be all 3 falling. Maybe. Is that triple keep, Billy? I think so.
It's going to be close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's triple keep. Wow. Okay, Murlocs is in such a huge advantage then. They have full control of the game. When you have catapults pushing your 3 lanes, like what Blaze needs to do is get the perfect VP into a wipe. They need something like that to happen right now because they're going to be on the back foot this entire game dealing with these catapults.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you want to be contesting things in the contesting takes a long time, if it's a long drawn out fight, then that just is a lot of time that lanes are pushing by themselves toward the core. And if at any time now, because Murlocs have those keeps down, if they win a team fight, they're just going to be able to go straight for core. So it's really down to Blaze. They have to win every single fight from now on, whereas Murlocs still have that buffer a little bit. So they can be out on the map, they can be aggressive. They might even just be... What are they doing here? Oh, it looks like they just want to try to steal these giants, but Cawthon is being pretty aggressive here all the way in the base of Blaze.
Yeah, he looks like he's just trying to bait Blaze in the backing. Blaze did get that top fort. So now it's just keep standing for Murlocs. Ooh, Jason gets caught out of position. The stun's there, and that's a dead Murden. 50-second window where they can do whatever they want. Equinox leaps on the Rafflecopter. Does not go for the combo, though, as it was still on cooldown. Rafflecopter gets stunned by... Oh, nice leap over that wall. A good force wall as well to catch them. Disengage from these guys is working, but they just keep getting picked off randomly at times. They have to stay together. The fact that Murden keeps dying like this really hurt, or just anyone getting picked on Blaze is really hurting them.
Yeah. Talking about some of the talent they picked up, since we do have them on even talent tiers for now, we have 2 Burning Rages from the 2 Warriors of Blaze. So looking for more damage, but it's just not what it is that they need to do. They're having trouble keeping people alive when they're getting picked off. The pick potential from Murlocs is so incredibly strong. They also did pick up that static shield, like I mentioned, and they also have hammer time, so they do have the potential to get stuns off of Falstad. So looking at maybe some more control, but Murlocs are just commanding every single one of these fights, and heavily the game as well.
Murlocs is potentially being collapsed on. Cloud8's looking for that VP. Mad Timmy taking some light burst damage here. They are trying to make a play happen. This is what they have to do. They have catapults on their core. They need to make something happen if they want to win this game. Jason goes for the body block onto Furry. VP in the backline does catch Mad Timmy, but a nice divine shield. He's trying to keep himself alive. Army of the Dead healing himself up. Big March with the Black King battery getting so low, though. He is going to barely get out of there. Equinox is going to fall. That's the first death in a long time for Murloc. Cawthon gets the Ancient Spear out of there. Jason's getting very low himself, and he's going to fall. Dastardar is going to go down as well, so he's getting very, very low. Nice force wall to disengage for his team. At the same time, though, you still have the catapults pushing multiple lanes here, and I think this should be it as usual. Battery gets stunned. He's going to get killed by Cawthon Luck here. A full wipe, and that should be GG Gilly. Murlocs taking game number 1 in a pretty convincing fashion. 17 kills to 3.
Yeah, you could say that is convincing, yes. What really was so amazing was Mad Timmy dodging the Void Prison.
Yeah.
Because they had Fury, they had him. But the fact that Timmy, from the back, was still able to throw out the Divine Shield, the whole thing was they were trying to catch Timmy in that VP so that they could catch somebody and be able to take them out before the Divine Shield could come out to save them. But the Divine Shield provided just long enough that they were working on him, they turned, they did get the Kerrigan, but ultimately lost all of their lives for it, and their core as well.
Really well played there from Murlocs. You know, the disengage Gus strat did not work for Blaze this game. We'll see what they can do for game number 2, though. You know, they're going to have to think of something if they want to stay alive in this tournament. You know, like you said, Gilly, making the grand finals here would be huge for both of these teams.
Yeah, it really would. Either one wants a rematch 2 versus Cloud9, as both of them, well, I guess Murlocs went 0-2, but Blaze, when they played them, went 2-1. Or 1-2, I guess, against them. So either wants that rematch. We'll see who gets it. We're taking a break, and when we return, game 2 between these 2 teams.
Blaze gonna go with that Uther ban. Taskar taken up by Murloc Geniuses. Sonya let through another draft. Will we see it again? I sure hope so. Abathur first pick from Blaze, though. You talked about the Abathur play from Blaze yesterday. Gilly, can you remind us about why it was so good?
Jason is just really fantastic with Abathur play. He's really, really almost aggressive. Not afraid to go out onto the map for baits or even to pick up tributes, anything like that. And generally, when we see the amazing Cursed Hollow pick, Abathur pick, it is on Cursed Hollow. Whoa! Sonya banned.
Tronda Jaina picked up by Murlocs. Illidan as well. Equinox terrifying with that hero. Also potentially a deny pick, as Abathur Illidan is very difficult to deal with. So Equinox going to be rocking the Illidan. To see what Murloc Geniuses wants to pick up as well. Blaze, we'll go in with the Joanna, Zagara, just nice, consistent heroes. Just both the definition of stability when it comes to this game. And a Brightwing pickup from Murlocs. I like their comp a lot so far.
I do too.
I just don't know who their warrior will be. Probably Murden, if he goes unpicked here.
Yeah, I almost think that Blaze should grab him.
Maybe Leoric as well. Is Leoric available? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, either one they can play, but Muradin's really going to help when it comes to reverberation versus Illidan. So if they were to grab that here, I mean, that does leave their damage dealers as Abathur Zagara, so maybe they're not comfortable with that. They're going to grab Rexar instead. So double Rexar. Once again, guys, get hype, because this is the strategy from Blaze I love to see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Double Misha. Hello, and it's with Zagara too. So they they condemn into a Maw, and when they come up, they have Blessed Shield, they have everything from Zagara, they have Entangling Roots now, and then they have 2 Mishas that charge into the fray. Whomever gets caught into that is not coming out. They're dead.
Very unfortunate for those who have been brutalized by the double Misha. We'll see if it's a successful. I did not catch those games. I'm super hyped about it, though. And it will be the Murden, like you said. Or someone said. I think you said it. Murden was picked up by Murlocs. Like Murlocs comp a lot. It's like a nice focused on, like, I need to be babied, right? Equinox can play both play styles where you're not necessarily being babied.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it too because it's a lot of their comfort picks. Equinox isn't on Kerrigan, but if it's not Kerrigan, he loves playing Illidan. We've talked about Med Timmy and how he has been a really good Brightwing player. Fury is happy on basically whatever warrior, and then Cawthon and Faye both love the Jaina and Tyrande combination. So a lot of comfort picks there, but Blaze got theirs too this time. So I'm really excited to see kind of both styles go head-to-head in a full-on clash here on Cursed Hollow.
Just so you are prepared, friend, I believe they did swap sides. Murlocs is going to be on the left now.
I've already been on it. Thank you, though.
Boom!
For the help.
Nailed it! I'm excited. This should be cool. I want to see this double Rexar play in action. Now, this is match point for Murlocs. Murlocs wants to win this. They guarantee themselves in maybe their first grand finals ever. Like, not including, like, random go-fors and stuff. Like, I'm talking, like, major events and whatnot.
Yeah.
This might be the chance for Murlocs to get their first grand finals ever. I know Cognitive has done it. Complexity has done it. Of course, Tempo and C9 have done it. But Murlocs, since
That is not the right overlay. There we go. Murloc Geniuses in the blue, with Cawthon Luck on Jaina, Mad Timmy playing Brightwing, Fury on Muradin, Faye, of course, on Tyrande, and Equinox will be playing Illidan.
On the right-hand side of the map, we have Team Blaze, Huge on Malfurion, Battery on the Joanna, Claudius playing the Rexar, Jason playing the Abathur. This time he is rocking the Pajama Third Gilly.
Thank you.
We can
Thank
be
you, Jason.
happy
Thank
about
you.
that.
Yes.
And Rafflecopter rocking the Zag. No skin for Zagara. Come on, man. Zagara has some great skins, Rafflecopter. You know what? Take your prize pool from this event, whatever place you guys end up getting. Buy yourself a Zag skin.
Which one would you recommend? Zoya, which is your favorite?
I mean, favorite would be Master Skin, but I also like the Egyptian one. That one's pretty cool.
That's true. That one is cool. I like, too, that Jason is saying, whatever, Zoya, I think that it's a Pajamather map. It's a Pajamather. But we are ready. The teams are in the mid. It looks like Blaze not really wanting to go for that level 1 fight, so they spread out immediately, and we already have team members rotating around. Lots of vision going to be available to Team Blaze between Abathur, his nests, as well as Zagara's creep. So that's going to be one nice thing for them. They can throw those around the spawn points for the tributes and get a lot of vision about how Murlocs are setting up for those.
Fury going in for the leap on the top, does get the Stormbolt onto him, but out of the shield going to be more than enough. They take actually a decent amount of damage there, and Huge does show up to end up healing up Rafflecopter, so Gank not as successful as they wanted. And they're going to end up backing out there. Zagara is so good at bullying Illidan in lane. It's going to be real tough for Equinox to get much done. He's going to go ahead and start clearing some creep tumors, though, and being as much of a nuisance to Rafflecopter as he can.
Yeah, anytime, and you immediately see it, Hunter Killer goes down on Equinox, he just has to run away. That's literally only plan, is to just run. Oh, Fury does Dwarf Toss in, though, into a Stormbolt. Another stun on top of it, too, from Fane. This time, Rafflecopter is not getting away. First kill of the game, going the way of Murloc Geniuses.
Nice patience from Faye and Fury. You know, they feigned multiple times they're going to leave the lane. They jumped in, did their damage, left. Jumped in, did their damage, and left. You know, and it's just they have to bully this lane most of the time. I mean, you're not going to get a gank on Gladius. He's got too much sustainability. You're not going to get a gank on Joanna. So this lane will be bullied, and Rafflecopter and Yuge have to realize that.
Yeah. I liked the Huge rotation up, by the way, so that they didn't miss out on the lane soak. Both teams neck and neck in experience as they both pick up their level 4 talents. And immediately, as soon as the Giants come up, Claudia's already on the case when it comes to jungling, though Tyrande does know this. They're actually doing the same thing, so a really good job from both teams, knowing the timings of the objectives on the battleground to a T. With the easy prey pickup, it's really easy for Claudius on that Rexar to be jungling around and taking those by himself, which is a nice thing, that they only have to take one person out of lane to grab them.
Battery rotating down to this tribute. He's going to be the first to arrive. He's going to be trying to cap it. Of course, Faye will always hit her owls. I do not see that lane being capped fairly easily anytime soon. As you see, it does get interrupted there by multiple targets there. They're going to try and cap this, though. They do put some pressure on the Mad Timmy here. Claudius gets polymorphed away. Blizzard goes down onto Huge. Nice flank coming from Coffin Luck to force him in an awkward position. We still have Illidan sitting in that top lane, not willing to leave that lane here. There's a lot of damage going down on the Battery and Fury as well. This is a tough fight for Murlocs to win, though. They're very split up, and they're not near their healer. And even if they were near Mad Timmy, it's not the it's not the best heals. It doesn't burst you up real quick.
Yeah, they really have to just rely on the fact that maybe Equinox can get a lot done when taking out the towers there. He's already gotten one. He's working on another one, so the longer that they can at least just delay this safely, like they do once again with the Sentinel. She has Pierce on that Sentinel, so they can't exactly just block it. It becomes very, very difficult to try to stop Tyrande from stopping these channels because they have that so much. Finally, Blaze will pick up the tribute, but at what cost? Equinox working on the fort up top, nearly taking it down to half. They have level 7 talents. They're up in experience. Jason actually had to leave because he was up there soaking it and just could not be there because of Equinox. Fantastic job from Murlocs there.
The little battle taken on Illidan, as well as messing with that phase shield. Illidan's going to be doing a lot in this game, trying to do as much as he can. Battery comes up for the gank as well as use here, but he should be fine. Nice route there. We have Mad Timmy teleporting in onto him to give him that face shield. They should be able to back on out of here. And Mule being used there on that fort, it's going to be really helpful in this current situation of trying to negate a lot of the damage Equinox did.
Mule is a nice pickup, but it does mean that they give up the Vile Nest talent, which is the big, slow talent they could have for the control. So that's a little bit unfortunate that they did have to give up that. But having the Mule means that they can get into the later game, start working on some of those later talents that will make them a lot stronger too. So it makes a lot of sense. Also, we did have Bird of Prey picked up, so now we see Rexar full-on jungling mode between Bird of Prey and Easy Prey. Can do a lot of damage to minions and mercenaries.
Tributes being capped here in the middle of the map, or spawning here in the middle of the map. That could get blades up to 2. Will Murlocs be able to hold it off? You saw the delays they did last time. Equinox, though, having level 7 makes it a bit easier for him to fight. He's going to be potentially joining us here at this tribute, and he does rotate down again. Like I said, no slows on these mines, so it's not as bad when you run into them. You got to feel much better in the situation. It should go straight to Equinox. Rafflecopter trying to get in range. No, nice delay there from Battery. Didn't think it was going to be up in time. Fury taking a lot of light pressure as well. Brightwing still in the bottom lane, Jaina still in the mid lane, so they're getting as much soak as possible during this. But it looks like they should be able to delay it yet again.
Yeah, Equinox is now in there too. Condemned trying to pull him off of Rafflecopter. Stormbolt does not hit, so Rafflecopter is still trying desperately to get away, but this is the problem, is he's body blocked fairly easily, and a Great Blizzard will help ensure the takedown there on Zagara. They're getting dangerously close to level 10 here. This is looking rough for Team Blaze. They're also going to lose Johanna here. Murlocs have picked up their heroic abilities, and Blaze completely going to disengage and allow them to pick up their own tribute.
3 kills there from Murlocs, putting them up 4-0. And they, like you said, they have the heroics: Avatar, Blink Heal, Starfall, Metamorphosis, and curious to see what Cawthon will take. It will be Water Elemental. I know Murlocs does run both Ring of Frost and Water Elemental. Equinox on this point. Rafflecopter coming to zone them off. Don't think he'll get 10 in time, and if Equinox dives on Rafflecopter, I don't know if there's much they can do to contest this. They are trying to, and if they keep getting hit by these stuns and roots, Murlocs might be in a bit of trouble here. Level 10 is required right now, but they're going straight in the backline. Tranquility is caught. Battery getting very low. Rafflecopter solo in the backline, but he's going to end up living, and it wasn't Blessed Shield. It was Falling Sword taken by Joanna. Didn't really seem to do too much in that fight, though. Everyone on Murlocs is fine. Fury is very low in the backline, but he's going to back away. The boss ends up going to Murloc Geniuses, and no kills were required.
So yeah, Falling Sword, pretty interesting pickup there, as well as Nidus Network from Zagara.
Hello?
So Blaze continuing their craziness. They were even trying to solo the boss on bottom, but they realized that that was just too risky to do, especially with the fact that Tarondic always is able to check on those things with her Sentinel. But they are going to try to push on bottom. That fort is nearly down. Would help them get back into experience a little bit. They'd actually be the first, oh no, their own fort of the game. Now they'll be tied up in structures, which is really nice for them too. It's always nice to be tied in structures when you're the team with the mule, as it's going to favor you generally.
I know, like, when Joanna first came out, there were a few competitive matches with Falling Sword, but this might be, as Joanna does go on the top, this might be the first competitive match with Nidus Network. I don't think I've ever seen an actual pro match with Nidus Network. As Malfurion gets picked here, man. Equinox is running to town on these guys. He is playing so well this game, and I'm really curious to see how they're going to keep this momentum going. I mean, 6 kills to 0. They're on the verge of getting themselves a curse. Are they going to start boss here? It looks like Fury is positioned around it, scouting it out, but it doesn't look like Cawthon and Equinox are headed there just yet.
So this is full-on split push mode, right? Like, you've got jungling Rexar, you've got Nidus Network, Falling Sword for whatever purpose that is, but then you've also got the Abathur too, who's not generally as a split push Abathur build. It's a pretty interesting style coming out. They've sacrificed one boss, but they are starting to work toward getting another fort here. But yeah, this is just such a different style. They've lost Johanna once again.
Yeah, Joanna is really confused right now, obviously. Going Falling Sword, walking into Murloc Geniuses 1 versus 5. It's a very tough situation. And the RNG! That's on Murloc's end. Man, the Curse Follow luck today has been pretty crazy for the games we've cast. Boss being taken as the 3rd tribute spawns from Murlocs. They have that 13-tier advantage. They want to deny.
Look! There's the play! Double Zagara on a keep! With the Nidus Network inside! Okay, so regular Zagara gets out. It have to keep!
They got half HP on the keep. They did get cursed. They do have to deal with a boss. They do some pretty crazy cheese tactics. I mean,
yeah, this is cheese. They have Mule for their own structures. Claudius is gonna do work on this boss, but this, yeah. All right, well, okay. So Murlocs know the play now, right? Like they know what's going on. So they'll be on the lookout. Should have very, very fast rotations, hopefully, now when they see that coming in. All they have to do is just keep winning team fights. If they can keep Zagara down, that would be especially key, too. They've taken out Claudius already. What a game. What a game, too, Zoya.
I mean, yeah. I don't really have words right now. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, sure. Let's go with the Nice Network. They got to keep half HP. But they still can't team fight. They don't have the model for Disrupt. I don't understand the Falling Sword. How this ties into the whole Abathur Zagara cheese,
jump over walls.
I guess as Zagara gets blown up here, Ma and Falling would have helped there a lot, I guess. But Battery using the Falling Sword goes on top of Murloc Geniuses. Nice Condemn clumping them up. This is going to be a keep though, and this was done in a normal fashion from Murloc Geniuses as Zagara or as Rexar getting very, very low, loses. That was a clone, actually, okay. He's going to be just fine. But we still have the boss and 2 giants. Can Murlocs actually end here? They have 16 tier now. This is a huge advantage. They have Joanna dead for 30, Zagara dead for 8. The boss is still alive. Jason, what are you? Out of nowhere pops up right in the middle of everyone. The core is at 68%. It is falling so very fast, Gilly. I think this is game.
I think it's game 2. It's so tough to deal with when you've got an Illidan on your core. He can flip over, and it's really hard to stop him. And that's it. An 11-minute 28-second Cursed Hollow game. Murlocs just slapped down that cheese.
I mean, there's a reason why this doesn't work. It's you sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice a lot in trying to do this. I mean, was the Falling Sword really taken just to go over walls?
That's all I can see it for.
I hope it was a misclick. I hope it was a misclick. Plays. Congratulations on getting 3rd place. This is you took out Tempo. Like that's huge. Unfortunately though, they have been eliminated from the tournament in interesting fashion. Murloc Geniuses, congratulations. You are in, I believe, I'm sure one of them will correct me,